Every 4 years, the Olympics showcases talent, grit, and goal determination. It also tells us stories about athletes all around the world and showcases some of the non-mainstream sports that we don't see every day on TV. I chat with Sachs, a former member of the U.S. Rhythmic Gymnastics Team. She tells us a little bit more about her sport and also bashes some negative comments that have been in the media lately and tells us why this sport is important to not only her, but the whole world. So I want to talk about an article that was just recently posted on a very popular sports website. They were talking about the five, it was meant to be a humorous article in what I've seen. They were talking about the 5 sports that shouldn't be included in the Olympics, Rhythmic Gymnastics being listed as one. So I want to read you a quote from that. Our Olympic disdain has nothing to do with rhythmic gymnastics being tremendously difficult discipline and pretty cool to boot, but so are Cirque du Soleil and water slides, and you don't see either of those on the Olympic schedule. How does that make you feel?
So I'm really familiar with this article. It was going around the rhythmic world a little bit, and for me with that article, it's one thing to say that it shouldn't be part of the Olympic Games. That's totally an argument that you can have because there are other sports like softball, baseball, other things that they kind of are bringing in and out, but to kind of compare it to water slides is really hurtful. But
have you had to defend the sport in the past to other people or strangers?
Yeah, I remember the first time, I think I was probably 8 years old, there was a show on like Cartoon Network or something, making fun of it with like toilet paper on a stick, as like that was rhythmic gymnastics, and I remember being so hurt. So especially with that article, I felt like I'm okay with it because I know what the sport is and I know what I've done for it and I know what the sport has done for me, but I worry more about the little girls who are
I know you've watched a lot of the coverage of the Olympics in Rio. How does it feel to watch the commentary on the non-medal contender sports?
It's really frustrating because for rhythmic gymnastics, the U.S. is just like on an uprise right now. Finally, we're making our mark. The U.S. team, it's our first time ever technically qualifying for the Olympic Games. I wish that someone would take the time to learn the story and learn what it took to get there, because they assume that we're not as good as other people, that we're not as qualified as other people, but we're just kind of getting there like everyone else. Medal contenders. So what about the people who are putting the U.S. on their back and overcoming all these things just to get our name and our flag into that arena in some sports?
So more about what the sport's done for you. You just graduated from college, so what are you going to take that you learned in the gym and transfer it into your career path?
So I have clearly been all in with sports, and so I'm kind of trying to take that discipline of working hard every single day and being loyal to myself and self-disciplined into what I want to do.